I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be the art of flirting and creating attraction. Well, I've got a good email here from a viewer who's read my book and has been applying what I teach. And he met a really cute girl when he was actually out to lunch, I think with his mom. And he followed pretty much textbook what I teach. And he pretty much made a date right on the spot. And you'll see how well it goes. And he even includes the things that he said to this particular woman. And you'll see why they work. It's the exact kind of stuff that I talk about in my book. So before we get into it, I've got a quote I'd like to share with you. And it says, "Flirting is the art of playful teasing between two people who like each other. Playful teasing and banter is a secret language of love. It is expressing attraction in an indirect but playful way. It is not mean-spirited but playful, humorous, and fun. When you playfully tease members of the opposite sex and they playfully tease back, this communicates mutual admiration and sexual attraction. Those who don't have mutual interest, a low self-esteem, or mutual attraction will not tease back. However, just because they flirt does not mean they are single and available. The only way to know for sure is to risk rejection by asking them out on a date or for their phone number. Be grateful no matter what happens with their response. Why? Unlike most people, you had the confidence to ask. You should always label that a success." So I think I heard Woody Allen had a quote he said once that success, 90% of success is showing up and taking action. So, and you'll see this guy does a beautiful job. So he says, "Hey Corey, my name is Bob and I've been following you for a while now since I found you on YouTube about a month after my 5-year relationship ended back in March, aka Good Friday." He says, "By my now ex-girlfriend." He says, "Good Friday, my ass." He's got a good sense of humor. He says, "I was living with her for about 3 or 4 years, and it was fine for a couple of years, but eventually I started getting complacent, lazy, stopped going to the gym, and not paying attention to her interest as I was when we were initially going out. It has been a domino effect kind of year." He says, "The ex broke up with me. I got laid off from my job. I had to find a new place to stay after the breakup, and I had just bought a car in December due to the good money I made at my former job." He says, "Since then, I have moved in with my cousin, and I have done nothing but read and watch your videos over and over since my vacation has given me that much time to do so." Well, the best investment that you can ever make is an investment in yourself, i.e. buy my book, book a phone session with me. He says, "Now on to the story. It was July 24th, and I met up with my mother at a Cracker Barrel restaurant." He says, "We were there for a while when a new cute waitress named Samantha had come over to us and said, 'I'm taking over the other waitress's place and will be your waitress now.' He said, I said, messing with her while making eye contact to gauge her pupils, and he said his response to that was, 'Are you trying to warn us?' And she replied, that was a good playful, that's what banter is. That's playfulness. It's teasing in a playful way. If you ever watch little boys and girls and how they playfully tease one another, that's how you can tell that they like each other." He says, "She said no, I was just letting you guys know," with a smirk and a chuckle. He says, "As the time went on, with my mom and I talking about random subjects, Samantha the waitress brings out the food and stated, 'Here you guys go, sorry it took a while.' He says, I teased her and stated, 'You did that on purpose to make us wait. I get it.' Then she went back to the kitchen smirking. My mom mentions to me, 'She's flirting with you.' I mentioned, 'What do you mean?' Good comeback. You've definitely been fucking paying attention to what I teach. Good job. Always answer it's always good to ask a question. Never presuppose anything. 'What do you mean, Mom?' With a little smirk on your face. Be playful with your mother as well. Don't you love your mother?" He says, "After reading your book, I started scanning her body language like the Terminator would scan a room with X-ray vision. When the waitress came to check on us, she was about to lay her hand on my arm but was hesitant. I knew she wanted to. Good sensory acuity, dude. He says, I teased and looked her dead in the eye and said to her, you can go ahead and touch my arm. You know you want to touch my muscles. I'm not going to bite. He said, since I've been getting back to the gym, my muscles have developed more now. So she giggled and grabbed my arm with a look on her face that said, that feels nice. I'd like your arms wrapped around me sometime. See, it's obviously an indicator of interest. She touched you. You could tell that she wanted to, but she was kind of holding back. And then you gave her permission in a very playful way, and so she participated. This is what happens when a girl likes you. She participates with you. He says, once my mom went to use the restroom, Samantha came back to check on the table, and I asked with a bold tone, Samantha, I'm going to be direct here. When are you free to meet up for a drink next week? Where have I heard that? He says, she said, yes, I am free tomorrow, but I listened to her response. This communicates a high level of attraction. She says, yes, I'm free tomorrow, but I do get out of here in about 15 minutes since I have one more table. Ding, ding, we have a winner. He says her interests seem to be in the 6 to 7 range, clearly. I told her, in other words, on 6 or a 7 on a scale of 1 to 10, I said, you pretty much pegged that, dude. That's what I would say. And it's always good to underrate it anyways and act accordingly. He says, I told her, let me get your phone and I will follow up with you in a little bit. Obviously to take mom home so you can get ready and stuff to meet up with her. She said, great. Bottom line is, Corey, after watching the Top Gun movie enough when Iceman says to Maverick, engage, goddammit, I knew the time was now, he puts in big letters, in big letters, go for it. Good job. That's what it's all about. It's about taking action. It's like in baseball. You miss 100% of the pitches that you don't swing at. So you're sitting there, you're playfully teasing the waitress, and she's playfully teasing you back and touching you. It's like, hello, all you got to do is ask for the order. That's what a man's supposed to do. That is a man's role in this interaction. You're showing up. Good fucking job. He says, I watched the body language, eye contact, and smiling, etc., and I made a definite date right on the spot. And this is what happens when you get confidence and you're a little cocky. Fucking go for it. You don't need to get the phone number and ask her later. That's what I do, is ask her right on the spot. And plus, with her saying, hey, I get out of here in 15 minutes, in other words, hey, I'd like to see you. And that's what she's communicating. You're communicating that you want to see her by asking her out. And she's saying, hey, I'm free tomorrow, or hey, I get out of here in 15 minutes. He says, we hung out later that night, playing miniature golf and having fun. She was bumping into me, touching my arm, and I was playfully teasing her the whole night. I told her, I've heard this somewhere. He says, I told her, you need to just get it over with and kiss me already. I read that in a book once. It's like deja vu. It's giving me goosebumps. It's like I have had so many people tell me how they use the things that I say all the time, and they get the same results. It's pretty fucking cool. He says she had that shocked, laughing look on her face, like with her mouth wide open, like, I cannot believe you just said that. He says she put her purse down in my car and started making out right there. That's what happens when you act like a man and a woman is attracted to you. She has no choice but to respond like a feminine woman. Remember, women are physically designed to receive us, and he's gently leading her where he wants her to go. He puts something out there, she accepts it, he takes it a little bit further each time. He's escalating it perfectly, dude. It's like absolute perfect textbook. This tells me you know the material. And this is why I say to get to read my book 10 to 15 times, because this is what happens. You know exactly what to do. This is exactly what I take you through in the book. He says, small victory that feels big, man. He says, thank you, coach, for helping your players perform better with your information. That's what I'm here for. So, I mean, that's great, man. Good fucking job. I'm proud of you. So anybody watching, that's all you have to do. It's really simple. You see, he didn't really have to talk to her that long. Every time she came over, he was playful with her. She reciprocated. Why did she reciprocate? Because she was interested. Women who aren't interested, they won't reciprocate. If she wasn't interested when he asked her out for a date, she would have said, I got a boyfriend, I'm not single right now, let me get your number, kind of thing.
But this girl was like, hey, I'm wide open. I'm free tomorrow, and I get out of here in 15 minutes. Obviously, what does that mean? That means that she's totally open to you. She's ready to receive you. It makes it really simple. So that's all you have to do. So if you'd like to get a copy of my book, which, by the way, the new Kindle version is out. The paperback version, however, is not going to be available for about 90, 120 days. It just takes that long to filter down to all the distribution channels. But if you want to read the new version, the second edition of my Kindle book, which I released about 4 days ago, on my website, underneath the email sign-up box, there's a box that'll take you right to the Amazon Kindle download page. And if you don't have a Kindle device, just download one of their free e-reader apps for whatever electronic device you want to read my book on. And if you'd like to book a phone coaching session with me personally, that's the quickest way to get my help. You can do that by going to my website, click the Products tab at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions. And I will talk to you soon.